Aaron, any good things for your week? I saw you played in the snow a little bit.
Yeah, we had our snow, so played in the snow and stuff. Kids have fun with the snow too. They wanted to go out. Ayla really wanted to go out like a few nights ago, when like we had that first snowing. But I was like, there was like no snow, and it was just muddy. And we're like, just wait like a day or two, and you'll be able to go out and play. And then we had snow, and they're like, yes.
Yeah, we had a true blue snow day.
Yeah, it was nice.
When's the last time, like, at Blind Wave, or you have ever had a snow day? Because Calvin has been out, and we were like, we got ahead on our stuff, so we didn't have much to film because we didn't want Calvin to miss anything.
Well, usually not, because usually when it snows, I'm still trying to come in.
Exactly.
Whether I have to walk miles to my truck in the snow to get here.
I mean, I would have snow days at college.
Yeah.
Because, like, the colleges would be closed.
Sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, every job I've ever had, it's like, snow, who cares? Get here, you know? But this was like our first, and usually that's the way with Blind Wave anyway.
Yeah.
But because we got ahead to make up for Calvin not being here for 2 weeks, we were like, let's just stay home and do your stuff from home. We're not doing any recording. So we had a true blue snow day. So you went out sledding.
Yeah, my kids love to sled. The only thing, though, is like there's a dangerous section of our house where like there's the deck, and there's like a tree, and then there's like remnants of an old tree that had fallen that's all stumps now.
Yeah.
Like just left there. So like you have to make sure you choose where you want to go and then aim carefully. And then when you get almost to the end, you got to jump off real quick or you're going to run into trees and stuff.
That's the thing. Like on the farm, we had perfectly good hills that you could sled and you'll be safe the whole time. But we always pick the one that has like 7 trees and at the end there's a road.
Yeah.
So you got to jump off before you hit the road.
Well, at my parents' house, we had like Rick knows, like my parents' house has like this big hill.
Oh, God.
And it was fun to sled down. You could pick up some speed. However, at the very bottom, there was like maybe 3 feet of flat bottom of this hill. And then it was a creek that dropped down like 3-4 feet down into the creek. So like you had to like go down and then jump off early because you're going to slide more down that way and there was nowhere to stop. So eventually we started going another way that was a little less of a hill, and it kind of like you went down and then it curved you around, and it was pretty fun because the one way was just too dangerous. It was too much. We were like, I always wanted to build a ramp. Like, man, we could go so fast and then hit this ramp at just the right angle. You could go over this creek. It'd be great. But now that I'm not a kid, there's been so many years, and that creek's just eroded.
Sure.
Like, it's deeper and wider than it's ever been. I used to be able to jump over as a kid. I can't jump over it now as an adult. It's terrible. So, but yeah, no, that was fun. The other things were, we've been doing Hitman for Twitch streams on Fridays.
Yeah.
And I had never played the first Hitman. Not like the first Hitman, not like that one, but just the Hitman of the new trilogy. And I went back and was playing that some and beat it, and it was pretty fun.
That's cool.
And then I got hung up on the Hitman 2 sniper missions I had never done before, so that was a good little chunk of my week as well.
We should say that you took some pictures in the snow, and somehow Blind Wave fans got a hold of them.
Imagine.
Man, some of them are great. Some of them are... that one's so funny.
These posted on like social media and stuff, and then they were taken so quick.
Some of them are so good,
Put in Discord so quick.
This one is... Don't zoom out.
The Brazers. No, yeah. Melanie hit me with a snowball too at one. She had caught me at one point, and then they were taking a picture, and I was just standing there. And then she hit me with another one while I was standing there for a picture of the one I already been hit with. I was like, what the hell? But yeah. Oh, jeez.
That one's so scary.
I haven't seen that one.
Which one?
The Titan one.
Oh. What about this Titan one, huh?
Jeez. That looks scary too.
This one is the most disturbing.
What the hell?
I appreciate, though, they took the covered one. Yeah, that one's cool.
I gotta make this bigger so I can see them all. I haven't seen all these. Oh my god. That
one's so funny. Oh, yeah, classic. That's a classic.
Oh man.
Yeah, if you're
reference.
Yeah, that's for you.
Oh
Rick.
yeah, this is from the Hitman.
I found him.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm following with Palpatine.
Why, Aaron? Why are you disrespecting him like that?
Why am I happy?
Oh, that's great.
Bernie.
Yeah, what's this one?
Or like the multiverse one. It's a bunch of different
It's a bunch of different U's.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's dabbing
Aaron. There's the
Christmas me. Sax me. Saxy me. That should be called Saxy Aaron.
Fantastic. That's great.
Is that the last one?
Oh, no, I did have one more. That one had a different name, so I wasn't sure if it was one for it or not. But yeah, there's the last
Dang
one.
Bebo ones.
Oh, fantastic.
That's Lounging Eric. That's double mean.
Man, when I weighed another 120 pounds, I could go out in the snow like that and be fine.
Are you cold now?
I get so cold.
Remember Cold Day in
This
America?
is what it's like to be skinny, I guess.
I guess. So you don't wear shorts outside anymore?
No, man. I shake when I'm wearing gloves.
What?
Yeah.
What do you mean wearing?
I'll have gloves on. I'm still like, it's crazy.
Makes sense. I don't know. I guess as long as I've always worn pants. Like
Yeah.
usually I grew up just wearing jeans. Like I wore jeans for everything, and they weren't even the cool stretchy ones yet then. You know, where they could like, it was like I was playing dodgeball wearing jeans. Everyone else wearing like gym shorts and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. I never went outside. I don't like going outside without pants right now in the snow or the cold or whatever.
Even I went and played in the snow as well. And the last time we went, her old sled like shattered because I tried to go down the hill with her, and that was just a mistake.
What kind of sled do you have? Is it like one of the?
Well, so the old one was just like
Because I saw a tweet of you with like it was like a old school looking sled.
Like
you
a
know?
toboggan.
yeah. So the one we had before was just like a plastic molded sled sort of thing. That one just shattered. So then we got one that was it was like wooden boards on top of like a metal frame.
A metal frame, yeah.
Yeah, and it was like heavy duty. So it's probably like 4 feet long, I would say. Maybe even a little longer than that. And it's a heavy sucker. So I was carrying it to where we went sledding, like up with like the Dragon Slayer on top of my shoulder.
Yeah.
But we were both able to go on that one. And that one, because of like the construction and like the smoothness of the metal and the extra weight, I think, we went so much farther. Because before, like we could go and it'd be in no danger of going into the road whatsoever. But with
Yeah.
this one, I would have to put my feet down.
Yeah.
Because we were road bound.
So do you have to like with this one with the metal frame and everything? It's like a sled?
Yeah.
So do you have to like prepare the snow or anything, or you just go?
We just went.
Okay.
It's got a plow on the front of it,
Okay.
too. So
Because I know like the ones my kids have now are kind of like that, like a foam kind of thing with handles, and then it has like that plastic bottom. So usually like your first time down's pretty good, but once you get like an area really kind of like made out, you know, like you can just it goes so much faster.
Oh, yeah.
Once it packs it down a little bit and everything.
Yeah, the first one is definitely the worst
Yeah.
one.
So
Certainly.
that's why I wasn't sure like if you had to do a thing and get it all set up.
No.
Because Ayla had like she was using this plastic one that was just it was all plastic, and you sat in it and your feet like had little divots for your feet to go. And she would sit on that, and it wouldn't go very well, and then it would turn sideways, and then she'd just flip over and start rolling
And
down.
you
the
might have
hill.
gotten more snow at your house, too. Like, we just barely had enough snow here in town to make it work. So
Gotcha.
there wasn't any, like, big buildups of it anywhere.
My hill took it all.
Maybe.
When I was a kid, my dad would go down. We have a little junkyard around over the hill, and he would like tear off the roof of like a really junky car. He'd just like rip it off, and then we would all get on top of like that metal big slab of dangerous, like sharp metal, and take that down a hill.
We would
That
Great
sounds
great times.
Fun.
we would tie
The memories are so vivid.
we would tie giant tires or inner tubes to either a four-wheeler or a truck
I was gonna ask if anyone's ever done
or
that.
something, and just like go up to my Uncle Alan's or whatever, big giant open fields, and just
Yeah.
go.
We would do that too. A 3-wheeler is what we used.
I've done that on a 4-wheeler before, and then like on a boat as well. Like I've done it there too. Both of them are pretty fun, but you gotta hope with the snow and the 4-wheeler that it's gonna do well and they don't wreck and spin out on theirs, and then you're all caught up in a mess. But it's fun.
Yeah, it's because like you're fine as long as you're going, but if they take a sharp turn, then you just get whipped off.
Yeah, you try to hold on like, oh!
It just doesn't work.
I wasn't that strong as a kid back then, I'm not holding on to this.
Well, and,
just fly off.
It's not like that there was handles or anything to hold on to either.
It was just a rope, right?
I mean, a rope, yeah.
Like you didn't have like a wooden thing like skiing, right? Like mine was just like a rope, and you don't want to wrap it around your arm.
No.
You don't want to do that.
Definitely don't want to do that.
whenever
It might be tied to the thing, maybe, but I also had one because we had like these round plastic sled things, and it had a hole which was made for a rope for you to drag back up the hill.
Yeah.
Not for you to tie to a four-wheeler.
Yeah.
So ours would break off eventually because it would be like taking us around for so long. And
Those round, like either plastic or like kind of like a hard metal sleds, I love those, but they never lasted to the next year because in the summer I would always drill holes in them and make them into shields for sword fighting. They were perfect for shields. Even the like longer, more rectangular ones were good for like big giant shields, and we would use those to stick fight like every summer, and they just get destroyed.
Sure.
So I have to get a new sled next time. So back to the junkyard.
back to the junkyard. Let me find another piece of jagged metal.
Yep.
But yeah, no, it's fun. I enjoy like having like little snow days and stuff too, and
Yeah.
the kids have fun.
Definitely. Yeah, because we got the sled after the last one broke, and then it just hadn't snowed.
Yeah.
Like, that might have been the last snow. We might not even get to use this
Well,
year.
yeah, that's true. It's hard to tell sometimes. Like sometimes we don't get a lot of snow. Sometimes we get like snow consistently. Sometimes we just get like one big one and then never again. And
Yeah, the worst one I ever remember was when I was a kid. It came in March, and that was like the
Wasn't
biggest
that like
one we had.
94 or something like
Something
that?
like that, yeah.
That was, yeah, I remember that one because at the farm where our garden is, there's this kind of drop off, and then there's a road that goes by the main garden. And the wind drift of snow off of that, it was like a patch of snow that was like 25 feet deep. And we just jumped in it and made like rat tunnels, and it was one of the greatest winters of my life.
didn't we had to have one later than that, I think, right? Because I know that I was going to Bartlett because we lived over there, and that was around second grade. So in 94, I would have only been about 5, so about kindergarten or so. But I remember doing it, like my dad shoveled the driveway, and there was just these huge piles of snow, and I did the same. I would dig into them and make tunnels in these giant piles of snow and like dig around. It was so cool. But I feel like that would have been when 95, 96, like 98 or so when I moved. So I think it probably would have been like maybe 2000s, or it couldn't have been. I don't think it was around episode 1,
Gotcha.
but it could have been. But I just remember that. I don't remember the 94 one.
Well,
Because that would have been.
were you here in 94?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we moved to Ohio when I was like 2
Oh,
from Wyoming.
that's right, because you went to a different school.
I went
in
to
Ohio
Barlow
before.
Yeah,
that's right.
I went to BV from kindergarten to second grade. In the
Yeah.
middle of second grade, I ended up coming to Bartlett. So
That's right.
whatever your second grade was, it would have been after that when we had another big snow. So I think it was probably 2 around this area that we had.
Yeah, well, we had another big one. Like, my parents were without electricity for, I think it was like 10 days or something.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think that one was bigger because I don't think we lost electricity in the one I'm thinking of. But that one was that's the biggest one that I remember of just like playing in.
During the big floods, how did that affect you guys?
When was that?
Like, can you remember, like, the biggest floods? There's been 2 gigantic floods that have happened in my lifetime.
The one I was at my grandmother's, and like I was supposed to come home that night, but there was too much water, and I couldn't come home.
Yeah,
So that's really the only one that's ever affected me personally.
gotcha.
I
Like,
remember-
the building that we're in right here had like 6 feet of water
Yeah.
in its first floor, is how high it was.
6 feet.
Yeah.
That's up into your collection area.
That's so much water. Yeah, I know.
I mean, we had our creek and stuff. I remember water getting filled up into. So, like, we had our house, and then the right side just kind of tapered down slowly towards where the creek was. I remember that kind of overflowing and being filled up a bit. And then the left side had, like, a hill that went down and out. And I remember that kind of raising up, but it never got to the house or anything. And I don't think it ever covered, like, our. The worst thing is that our driveway goes over the creek. Mm-hmm. And the water flow would have had to gone under it, and we were like, is it going to be safe? Is it going to wash away our driveway and we're going to be stuck down here? So, but no, it was okay. I don't think it affected us too much.
No, the only, like, if it would rain a lot, our phone lines would get messed up
If it rained a lot?
where we lived. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, in Salem, Lower Salem, it just feels like all the water in the area just goes down there. But during one of the biggest floods, my brother was house sitting for a family like in Whipple, about 10 miles away, because they had gone to Disney World for like a week. And on the first day he was there, I wanted to go with him. Like, can I come too? Like, he's gonna house sit the whole night because they have like 2 dogs and like a potbelly pig and a bunch of like alpacas and stuff like on this farm. So he's supposed to just make sure the house is okay and stay there overnight because they were like the rich people in the neighborhood, you know. Mm-hmm. So I went with him and I spent the night, and when we woke up, the entire house, which is up on a hill, was surrounded with water. Like, it looked like the small creek had become a literal lake. Yeah. Is how big it was. Wow. Water as far as you could see. And we were stuck there for 11 days.
Whoa, really?
Yeah. Now there days? Were 11 Man. Days. Like, literally on the other side of the road by the creek, we watched helicopters come down and take people out of their homes. We were fine because the water wasn't to the house. It was about 20 feet away from the house, but we were stuck on this new island, and we had 11 days in this gigantic, rich house to just waste time while we waited for the water to go down.
Did you have electricity?
Yeah.
I think I
no,
remember
I'm sorry. We did not have electricity.
Wow.
They tried, I think they put it back on, like, I don't know, 6 or 7 days into it, but we still couldn't get out.
Did you have water? Like, could you flush the
toilets?
We
did have water because they have a well. We could flush the toilets. We were, by the end of it, we were eating, like, hot dog buns.
This isn't the same flood then that you guys filmed a zombie
No,
movie.
This was the first flood. Now, I was a lot younger for this. But yeah, it was like 11 days, and it was us, 2 dogs, a potbelly pig, and alpacas just on this little island.
Did you have to eat them?
No, we didn't eat them.
Oh, okay.
They all had food and everything. We were fine. Like, at one point, we could see this guy on a 4-wheeler, like, going up into the woods and around and getting as close to us as possible and screaming like, "Are you okay? Do you need help? Your mom's asking about you." Because she had called down, you know, because we didn't have a telephone. It wasn't working.
Sounds like you lived Panya.
Yeah, it's pretty much what happened. It was like a really crazy time in my life. But once the water went down, the entire property was caked in about a foot of mud.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we spent another week just cleaning. And they came back when everything was done. How was Disney World? Yeah.
I don't think it was one of the big floods, but I went to Kings Island with my grandmother and an aunt. And while we were there, it rained and it rained and it rained. And we went out to leave, like, late at night to get to the parking lot in the cars.
Yeah.
And the parking lot was flooded.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That would happen at Kings Island.
And, like, they didn't
tell you
think
anything,
to, like,
announce
it over the speakers or anything, It's just, we got there and, man, I remember my aunt being furious.
Yeah.
Eric, could you imagine if, like, you guys ran out of food, they came back from Disneyland, like, shit's just terrible, you ate their pig, like...
You burned down parts of the house for fire.
Yeah, right.
Just trying to live.
But yeah, I mean, you can actually see some of the pictures of the 2004 flood if you looked them up,
Here,
Rick.
I'll look them up.
Some of them are crazy, like people in canoes going down Front Street, I mean, this is right outside where we are right now. But I mean, it's crazy. It's why every building that's built new in Marietta is like 8 feet up.
Yeah. Here, let me get this one here.
No, not Cobbler John's.
Yeah, people from WaveCon will recognize this.
The Wendy's. Dude,
So
I remember
one of these happened.
I remember Rack's Roast Beef. I used to love that place. That place got flooded all the damn time.
Well, I mean, I remember in the 90s, a big flood happened, and then in 2004 is whenever this big flood happened. And since then, they've changed around how the levees work and all the dams and stuff systems. Mm-hmm. It should never do this again. I mean, you can't predict the weather.
We just fuck up people below us.
Yeah. But, like, what happened? Yeah, I know. But what happened there? Like, they have to choose when and where they release these levees whenever it floods.
Yeah.
So what happened there should never happen again.
Well, I remember more recently there
wood.
was worry because, like, that's how they work. But up north was like they were going to choose to release something. And it's like, we don't know how that's going to affect us. Mm-hmm. We may be getting a lot more now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember Rack's Roast Beef. I used to love that place. It was one of my favorite places to go and eat. And they got flooded like one big time, we're like, oh man, that's terrible, and they made it through. But I remember like another second.
Holy
big,
shit! Look at Rex.
Huh? That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I didn't know he had the picture up. Sorry,
Yeah,
I forgot all about that, man.
yeah. I'm in the middle of talking about.
No,
it.
I know you're
Yeah.
talking about it. I forgot what it looked like, and I forgot it was right there.
It's where Tudors is now.
Yeah.
But yeah, like they after the second big flood is, I think they were just like, fuck it, we're out. We can't do it anymore. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, I remember. I think it's a tax place now, but it was like an ice cream place. But they just built like that giant like mound mountain on Pike.
Yeah.
Where that tax place is now.
Yeah. That's where the
okay,
ice cream place was
yeah.
for a bit.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
that
new
place.
places have to do that, especially in the commercial zone. For that picture, anybody that knows where that is so far away from the river.
Yeah.
This was not when you moved here, Dababa. No,
No.
there was our
2004 was the last big one.
Yeah, the biggest flood we've had since then was probably when Dababa moved here. Like we had some pretty high water, and they were wondering if it was going to get across the street and whatnot.
Yeah.
That got pretty high, but it didn't get
It got
nearly
pretty
this
high.
high. It didn't even reach our buildings.
No. The levees changed that now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it has to be like a super, super, super freak storm to get that high anymore. But yeah, in 2004, during that flood, me and my friends were together and the entire town flooded, and we decided it was the perfect setting for a zombie movie. So we got a camera and we went down and we filmed this zombie movie. So it was like the shittiest, stupidest movie you ever seen with the world's biggest budget, because we literally had an entire flooded town.
Sure.
So all of our zombies were walking through the water, and all the establishing shots were like this entire town flooded. It's like, how'd you get the effects for this?
You shot the rodeo.
We did.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that movie was lost to time. I don't know where it happened to it.
You
I've
shot
seen it.
the rodeo?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So
What you said?
it existed at least within the last 15 years.
Yeah.
Did you say you shot the rodeo?
That's the term of like a low budget film will like shoot the movie, and then an event will be happening near where they're shooting, and they just shoot it, or like they redesign the movie to fit that thing.
Yeah.
So they don't have to pay for it because it's already happening. They just get the permit or whatever, and they just shoot it.
So it'd be like in Karate Kid 2, like an actual hurricane shows up, and they
Yeah.
just film the events of this hurricane being
Exactly.
there, and then they just fit it into the movie.
yeah, it's called
Well-
shooting the rodeo.
Let's do a Star Wars trivia question off of this, because whenever they were filming for Hoth in the snow, the location they were in had like one of the biggest snowstorms they had ever had the night before, and they literally couldn't go out of their hotels. They opened the hotel door, they dressed Mark Hamill up in his outfit, and they just had him walk out the door, and that's the shot of Hamill going through the blizzard on Hoth. They're inside with like cocoa and like fires and stuff. They're like real cozy, shooting out the hotel front door at Mark Hamill.
Is that him walking away?
It's him walking away, yeah.
Can we get a flamethrower? What?
Have you seen that video of a guy using a flamethrower to like
For his driveway?
through his driveway? It's like
Yeah.
across the street.
Yeah,
That
I don't
wouldn't
think I
work.
want a
That wouldn't
flamethrower in my
work.
house.
I've seen people use like snow blowers and stuff, but more often than not, all the Canadians say just use leaf blowers. I had to shovel this weekend because that snow was so sludgy. I was afraid it was gonna freeze.
Sure.
Yeah, I did too. We had a snowblower, but it stopped working. I only got to use it for like a season. I don't know what's wrong with it.